what to do. Hello, welcome. We are so grateful to be getting together at the Isle of Roux today. We made our journey, and different people are making their journey. Theo is joining us from his studio. And I'm going to say the land acknowledgement just to, have that moment to recognize how lucky we are. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on, Mohkinstsis, is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, Sitapi, the Siksika, the Gaina, the Piikani, and the Amskapi Piikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutena, the Ithkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation guided by truths, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands and who now call this place home. Fun. Oh, and Kelly's joining from her studio. That is wonderful.
What about Theo's work tonight?
Theo is working on beautiful things. Oh my goodness.
Theo unmuted you. If you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Or do I have to do that? I can't remember. There you go. Unmuted you. What's your screen quality set at?
Good.
And what number is good?
Pretty.
You are frustrating me.
I love you.
Okay. It is on good. What number is
1080?
I look a little funky on my screen and it's freezing. Kelly, am I freezing on your screen?
Nope.
It's a mystery. I was gifted a book today.
Oh, yeah. Me
Called Design as Art, Bruno Minari. And I think I will work from this book tonight.
Yeah, I was going to grab the other one too. That's so nice. Scott B. What a gift Scott B is to the world.
Oh, maybe I'll make a painting and I'll cut it up and make it into a mobile. Or some chairs.
I do love a good mobile.
Yeah, who doesn't? I know you'd laugh at that. I don't know why I think it's funny.
Like, who doesn't? I just like that response. Also, I like that we saw Alexander Calder originals at the San Francisco Mobile.
Right? Who doesn't? I feel a theme coming. I feel a theme.
What was that? Oh my.
You like it?
Oh.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Waka waka.
Okay. We have a guest coming tonight. And I was in a rush, so I didn't even see who it was, but somebody was excited about joining us. That's nice and new and exciting and true and blue. Down at the zoo.
Do. So I was felting the goat head last week, I think, and I got the little nose embroidered on, and now I'm working on the eyeballs today. Oh yeah, the little mouth too. Little nose and the little mouth. Hi, Scott K.
Is the
it's
Instagram
so nice
going
to
tonight?
see you. Yeah. He's
Wonder
right
if there's
here.
a way we can track the Instagram comments.
Look, Robin Cooper.
Hello, Robin
Heavy
Cooper.
Shield. Hello, Bo.
Heavy Shield. I know who that is.
Yay. I can click back and forth. That's a decent idea that I didn't think about.
And that you will forget, guaranteed, within 1 minute.
T minus. Ooh, that's going to be scary.
What?
every goat eyeball is going to be scary, but I love it.
Can you have 6 eyeballs?
Oh yeah, all the eyeballs.
6 eyeball goat.
Also, they can all be different.
What pleases you tonight? What is your
6 eyeball goat.
what just happened?
What pleases me tonight?
Yeah, what should I
Well, you know what pleases me is how magical you are. We were working at the record store, and you even managed to shoot a new video. Is that what you were getting at?
No,
Okay.
but I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this. Let's load a new one in.
Cat.
When did the logo pop back in?
Not sure. Meow.
All right, I need a solution for this logo.
That's Ellie.
I love Ellie.
She's well, she's kind of senile.
Oh, Ellie's so sweet, though. I like that she takes part.
Want to see a movie?
Sure.
What was the last thing that happened with our detective? Here we go.
Bingo. Can't remember.
I have a problem.
Detective Rich's Head, Episode 3, The Missing Husband. This dame comes. She tells me her husband's missing, and she's all mouthing off about it in the car, see? And there's not too much about her husband that's very interesting, so I decide that I need to take a little bit of a break. And I need to go into my favorite record store, the late night record shop, and I decide to clear my mind a bit. Nothing like a record store to help you clears your mind. I was thumbing through the records, and I suddenly had this feeling that maybe I was missing some clues. And I was thinking about this fella that seems to disappear once a month. I was driving away. I started thinking more and more. It's Halloween, and there was all these spooky monster records labeled at the store on sale. And I thought to myself, well, I walked up to the till, and there was this lady at the till, and there was something off about her. I don't know what it was, but it made me think, hey, Detective Head, you're missing some really important clues here. This man, he's a pretty normal man. Maybe he likes the records. Maybe he goes to the same record kind of stores as me, looking for stuff. But then, maybe every now and then, he gets a hold of a feeling, and the feeling's kind of strange, and something's going to happen. So what does it have to do with the record shop, and what does it have to do with that weird feeling that maybe something just wasn't right? Maybe something wasn't right with the clerk at the store, or maybe there was something not right with his wife, or you have to look at all the angles, see? You never really know what it's going to be. I had this funny feeling, and there was something off about the girl at the store, and it made me think, wait a second, I know what's wrong with this story. There's a million broken dreams in this city, and once a month when a man goes missing, there's something wrong with the whole shenangle.
The whole shenangle.
I think maybe I own that word.
I think so.
I think I have the copyright.
I think so.
Look it up in the dictionary, see if it exists. Shenangle.
You've left us hanging. Now we have to catch the next episode. It's not fair.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start logging them on into our permanent YouTube in batches. So we put up the first season of the Space Hero X, and they all kind of locked into one. Can you read these? They all locked into one individual episode. So you'd have to click through like 22 of them to see the whole story. Whereas I think this year I'm going to batch them into like groups of 5, or as
like the
little narratives
the boat
fall out.
ones. I think we're going to put all together. Like maybe if we have time this weekend, or and then we'll do like whole. Yeah, that's fun. So Scott says he loves the video, very creatively shot, and Scott Blaskin says, "Hello, you crazy kids! Looking forward to the magic."
Can I tell you how many things worked out for us? Is okay. Where do I start? Today I gave away the last of the money that I raised. We had an art show to raise money for teachers that were, especially double income teachers, that were struggling with the teacher strike, or will be, yeah. And we raised a certain amount of money. Jess and I are both double income teachers, but we're actually kind of doing okay right now. So we decided that like 100%. There were people that gave us money and said, "You're double teachers. Why don't you keep it?" But what I find is people will give us money because they know that I won't keep it and I can pass it on to people that need it. So we did our art show. We were able to pass on the gift cards, right? So we didn't touch any cash. Traded some paintings for some gift cards. Gave the gift cards out to teachers. That was pretty great. I wasn't going to write any more books because I'm feeling a little bitchy about ChatGPT. And my publisher had said to me this summer she wanted to meet, and we met, and she mentioned she probably didn't want to publish anymore. And I was thinking, well, it's funny because I don't want to write books anymore. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the strike, I had some time off, and I was like, what am I going to do with my time? And then Rob asked for a painting, so I'm making a painting for Rob, quite a large, almost like a mural for Rob.
Yeah.
And we put on that art show, and then Lori called me up, and it was the sweetest thing. She's like, I wasn't going to publish any more books, but I've been having a conversation with my library friend. There's kind of a gap there for 12 to 13 to 14-year-old boys, for books that aren't cringe. And I was like, that's such a nice way to put that. And I would love to write you a story that I'd like to think isn't cringe. So I started a new book. It's called The Silent Reader. It's about a little brat that loves to read but hates school. And it's pretty good. I think I'm about 3/4 done.
It's so good. And, I was thinking about it all day today.
Yeah. And so that was nice. Made some paintings. Then we got a job at a record shop, which is my dream job. And it sort of turned out that Jerry needed some support. So we were able to step in and help Jerry out to work there. She kind of knew how to run the shop. And then Jerry's away, and we had to go back to school. We're called back to school
right away.
But it just so happened that Oliver had said, "Can you help Sarah find a job?" So I couldn't because I don't have any contacts. But we just ended up in a situation where actually needed Sarah to bail us out of a job. So my son's girlfriend got a job at the record shop. We worked there for a week without spending more money than we're going to earn. We only bought one record. I'm so proud of us.
Look at my goat. He's just so cute. Sorry, keep talking.
No, that was all.
I'm very proud of us too.
Yeah.
I think getting one Miles Davis that we don't have yet is a pretty wonderful thing.
We haven't done this tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Papa! That's not even important. But this is one of the benchmarks I use to track things. If you wonder why I do this. And I might need to scroll through a few minutes to find the Isle of Roux number 43, or I might know that it's basically the only episode we ever had that we didn't start out with that. This is for my sake. Just ignore the man behind the curtain. I use to keep track of things. I'm gonna make a painting.
Yeah,
I'd love some ideas. Ooh, you want to see some paintings I did? That's selfish of me.
Yeah, at the store you did.
Am I gonna show
you
them
already
all?
Gave a bunch away.
I did. It was kind of nice sitting at the store, and I would paint. And people walk in and they go, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Well, see, sometimes a fella needs okay." So I gave away a lot of paintings.
Needs to finagle.
This is a bit of a dirty devil. And that one needs to be flattened. I like that. I like when they curl. This isn't a painting yet. I'm just doodling. It might become a bookmark. This is so many people asked what this was about. It was just, I have a paint set that's almost out of paints. And so with the limited palette, I was just literally playing with my paintbrush. There isn't really a thought that went into this. This is what happens when my hand is just working on its own. So this would be a painting of Felix if he was right side up. Wow. That was nice. This is a painting of the record store.
Oh, that is like, it's just
this is for Scott.
That is so nice.
A Robbie the Robot.
Robbie?
Yeah. We kind of have everything we need in the world, but I did last summer wonder if I needed a Robbie the Robot costume.
That's good.
A sulking witch.
Ooh.
figuring out her mental problems.
I can
It's not.
associate
It's
with
not.
that.
It's not
Oh
about
my
you. No.
gosh.
This was a completely random painting of just kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just kind of what? Sorry, keep going.
We were sitting in the record shop, and there's a lot of old posters from the 60s, and there wasn't one person or thought in here that was actually related to anything real. I just started with a pair of glasses, and then I built the nose, and then the crowd full of people, and I was going to throw it out, but I kind of like this kind of, this was a much larger painting, and I kind of like this section of faces in the painting. So I just tore it out as a memento. This would be Bob Dylan.
I liked how devilish she looked.
Bob Dylan. A Ramacorn.
Oh my god, I love this piece so much.
Ramacorn. This is actually kind of sketchy. This was one of Jerry's saucy posters, but obviously it was like there's a curve to the poster that struck my eye, and I started painting it. I thought, well, that's quite lovely, and I thought, oh, that looks a bit like my wife. Maybe I made her burn that. I don't know. I like this painting. Makes me wonder what's going on.
Oh, is it
Marvin
what's
Gaye?
going
Yeah, it was
on?
Marvin Gaye. Jerry had a bunch of old magazines that I could flip through. I was sitting next to a Harry Belafonte album that I was going to buy, which I own 3 copies of. So I'm like, here's what I think happened. I'm going to see my face when I tell you that story. It's a double album. It's a live concert. It was in my mom's pile, right? Yeah. So there's Belafonte at Carnegie Hall. By the way, I got a kid in my class. His name's Carnegie. And when I was taking attendance, and I go, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And he's like, what? Practice, son. Practice. And I don't even know where that's from. I remember Robin Williams referenced it once. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, son. Practice. Anyways, so it sucks if your name's Carnegie and you're in my class, but
and you're in my class.
I was sitting next to this Belafonte album, and I have Jess and I have more albums that we should talk about online because there's break-in issues, but we have enough records that we probably, if we ever got locked out of the apartment, like sometimes like there was an apartment not too far away that got condemned and the people couldn't get their stuff back. If that was me, I'd probably lose my mind. But one of the records I had in my original pile was Belafonte at the Carnegie Hall, and then I think it's a double album. One of the albums got wrecked, right? So we bought a duplicate of Carnegie Hall, and
the other record.
And I think that it also had the same side wrecked. And then we might have 3. I think we have 3 double albums, and all 3 have a scratch on the same side. It might be just like that was the side everybody wanted, probably like the Banana Boat song or something. Like.
Hey-o.
All the people that bought that double album ever listened to one side, maybe. This isn't who you think it is. Who do you think it is?
Bob Dylan?
No, it's not. I even told you in advance.
You said
it's not going to be.
Is it Bruce Springsteen?
No, it is not. But that's a good guess.
Is it? Oh, you did tell me that.
I did tell you?
No, maybe you didn't.
I don't know. I think you're going to pretend I didn't tell you and then guess, and then I'll know that you knew the riddle.
No, I don't know.
It was Chet Baker.
Oh, I would never. Oh, that is a good page. Look at those faces.
I know, right?
Oh, well, that was exciting. I turned, I looked for my tea, and it wasn't there. My first thought was, someone's stolen my tea. Did Ellie steal my tea? No. Then I remembered I left it upstairs.
You know, this sounds a lot like a book.
But regardless, I have my tea. All is well in the world.
All is well.
Okay, I need an idea. It's been 2,800 paintings. Oh, I wonder what my count is now.
Oh my gosh, you've been making a lot every week.
I would have to just estimate.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like young, I think I was probably around 17 or 18 when I put my 10,000 hours in. I wonder like when I hit my 10,000 paintings versus 10,000 hours.
Interesting.
I'm sure I'm past 10,000 paintings.
Look, this is antler buttons.
Antler. What kind of antler?
They seem little.
Pass me a book.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know those things? Oh, and then we were watching the beginning of.
Theo, do you have a camera? Sorry, what were you saying, Jess?
Do I have a camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Canon 20D.
Canon. What do you love about Canon? I'm not like putting
Considering I bought it about 18 years ago or so, I just I like the name.
It's film.
No, it's digital.
Are you using an 18-year-old digital camera?
No, I possess an 18-year-old
Oh goodness, yeah.
digital camera. I don't. The last time I used it was probably 2012.
I have somewhere a 30-year-old digital camera. Okay, I have a new friend joining us. Here we are. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm Katie. Do you remember me? I remember you too, anyway.
Yeah, I remember. Were you at the show at the
In a really cool building.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what to say. Yeah, in the art building, in the cool art building.
Yeah, is it gone now, or
I'm not sure actually what happened
did
with
it get
the sale.
sold, or
Cam was showing that building to art gallery people, and he wanted to have a show. So it was a win-win situation where we were able to have a show in that event space.
But we don't know what.
And he was going to show the building to some people that might want to use it as a art gallery.
yeah.
And I'm not sure where that's at, but I do know that, like, I think in terms of investing in properties, art galleries in this particular year, last year, this year, next year, I think we're in a bit of a bubble where art galleries will be becoming a little more boutique than becoming by expanding. I think that I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's cool that he was thinking about it, showing the space, but I can't imagine any of the galleries right now are expanding this year, just because I think that we're in a slow end of the bubble for a bit.
But wasn't the building for sale and they were just trying to get some traffic through it?
I think the
Yes.
traffic they were trying to get through it was meant to be prospective art gallery owners.
I got
So,
you.
and I think he did show it to some art gallery people, which is nice because
Yeah.
we like to show our artwork to art gallery people. But
Well, we should just have another. You should just have another art show there.
I think Cam liked the idea, and I can see him doing it again. I wonder if he feels like it's maybe more of a summer activity for him. Cam was the president of the Rumble House. So the story behind that was, how do I tell the story? We got Gorilla House solvent. We broke even.
Yeah.
And there was a point where the people upstairs in the building were going to move out, and they offered to let us assume their lease, which would have meant we would have had the entire building rather than just the ground floor. And the short-term plan for Gorilla House is we were going to put artists' living spaces upstairs, studio spaces downstairs, and run the gallery events. That during the gallery events, if somebody had a migraine or something, they could go kind of upstairs, not like a VIP lounge, but like have a
backstage.
backstage. And then
And
it
you,
was all,
and you never know when a migraine's coming.
100%. No, honestly, we've had enough.
yeah, but it would be kind of like expanding what we did at Rumble House into like a living extension, like a housing project as well. And so we talked to the landlord and we said, look, if you can get more money than the guy upstairs is paying right now, raise the rent, see if you can fill it. If you can't fill it, we'd be happy to sign a lease for the prices going for right now. So we kind of gave him two options.
Right.
Decide what was going to work out best for him. And so then we just went month to month while we were waiting for him to figure it out. One day out of the blue, right before we had our Wednesday Rumble, this guy comes in with a tape measure. He's like, don't worry, I'm your your landlord's business partner starts measuring up the building. We're like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm going to buy the building, put a sushi bar in here. I'm like, well, we're here, right? And the next week he bought the building, kicked us out. So I was
Like
pretty,
that's over.
I was pretty done with art. And so for the last event, because we found out that night, Cam came over and talked to me. And he's like, because he just thought I was one of the artists. He thought that Marquetto, who was our announcer, was the guy that ran it. And he comes over, and is like, are you really the guy that runs this place? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, there's no way you can shut this place down. And so he ended up like talking us into reopening as the Rumble House. And he put up half the collateral. Jess and I put up the other half of the collateral. And when we signed the
Rumble House,
when we did all the incorporation stuff, we made him the president of the Rumble House. So Cam was our former president. I really, like, I had to do all the decisions.
but
It was conditional that I didn't want to have to share power with anybody because it just slowed us down too much for making decisions. So I was
What's the last name of Cam?
Lalji,
I don't know that I met him.
Lalji.
Anybody would remember that name? No.
Yeah, so he was one of the reasons we didn't just stop at the end of Girl House.
and like full on like dragged us into a new project, and we were going to open up on McLeod Trail, and that project fell through. And then he found us the building for Rumble House. And then when we're done, he's kind of like, if we ever like get around to incorporating the Isle of Roux, he's going to be on our board for that. And
okay, but where are you located right now?
We are in our apartment, so we are just down the block. Yeah, so when we didn't sign the lease for Rumble House, then we we don't need to like worry about rent now. Well, have to worry about rent.
We're firmly planted on the island of Roux.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine
I'm getting it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you joined in with us. What are you working on?
You know what? I pulled out a little I'll go upstairs and get it. I think I might have stolen it. I don't know, but I kept it anyhow. I'll go upstairs and get it. It's like a little bookmark that's you painted or sketched or whatever. And I was cleaning my drawer and I thought, there is that little bookmark, and I'm just gonna follow the breadcrumbs. And here I am, followed all the breadcrumbs.
That's perfect. That's the best way to find your way here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way.
The breadcrumbs.
I can't get rid of this logo. Normally I can get rid of it.
Just by clicking it again, yeah.
Oh, click it?
Yeah. No, click on the side part. Like on the side part where it's showing up, just click on it again. So it like clicks off.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That was bugging me.
Yeah.
They changed all the dialogue boxes on the program we used to split our broadcasts. And I remember they used to do that with Photoshop all the time. You become like Photoshop 3 expert, and they come out with Photoshop 4. And all they really did was juggle things.
Jumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I'm still using 5.5.
I also worked at Co-op, and every few months they'd make all the staff stay overnight, and you'd move everything from aisle 6 into aisle 3, everything from aisle 3 into aisle 5. And it was like an all-nighter, and it was just a grind because you had to move all the pieces, but you also have to move all the prices. And it was such a grind reorganizing the store. Does anybody know why we did that?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Keep it fresh.
It was just so that people will get lost in the store
And
end up shopping their way out of the store.
Oh, perfect.
That's like an evil labyrinth move.
Well, that's why Market Mall is a double overlapping figure 8. And Market Mall was also designed by like people that do like casinos that have like figured out the way to get people trapped inside their spaces. Do you need this for?
Don't go. Yeah.
Just put it over there for now.
Don't use that door. That door will take you straight to the castle.
Oh yeah, because there's that tunnel that goes right through Market Mall. And once you figure out the tunnels, you can go anywhere.
IKEA too, Scott says.
Oh,
They just changed the arrows.
What was the monster that was in the labyrinth?
It was David Bowie.
In the
No.
actual labyrinth is the Minotaur.
The Minotaur. Thank you. Thank you. I was just
I
going
thought
to
you
say,
talked
well, at least they didn't put a Minotaur in the.
IKEA, just eating whoever finds their way into the basement.
Yes.
Oh, no. IKEA, you're exhausted before you even got to the light section.
Totally.
Just give it up. Are you guys teachers?
Yeah.
Did you go to work today?
Yes. Yeah. We actually we got a
We've been working every day. We got a job at a record store last week,
but we went in to teach today.
and then we gave up our job at the record store.
Yeah.
Really, you were working in a record store all this time?
Yeah, so we our friend of ours that runs Heritage Posters and Music was out of town, and he knew because we always stop in to talk to him. He was like, "Oh, you guys are going to be just hanging out? Like, do you want to have
spare time?"
Yeah. So we covered a few shifts, and then when we got called back so abruptly, I had to call him in Mexico, and I said, "Jerry, this is unprecedented, and like." 3 laws were changed so it could happen like this, but
that's true,
right? So
he left for the trip, and he said, "When do you guys have to go back to school?" And we're like, "Well, probably like a week and a half, but there's no chance that we can go back next week because there's like it takes time for the
things to start up again,
for the bills to pass, right?" And then so they managed to rewrite how quickly you can pass a bill. And put us back to work a week earlier.
Than instantly, I guess, huh?
Instant, yeah. They made, they had to stay there till like 2 a.m. or so, but she left very early. Yeah.
Ooh.
She that doesn't be named.
No, she was in a trip to Bermuda.
She left before the bill was passed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't stick around to do the work.
We're pinko communists. Just to let you know.
Sorry.
But now tomorrow the children are going to strike.
Yeah, I heard there's a few walkouts in high schools today, and they're kind of doing like rolling walkouts, the kids. But we
hope it's humiliating.
It's like I don't know. It's really hard times because I teach littler kids, so I know it's all the older kids that are really taking it because they have a wider understanding of the situation too. But I teach the little kids, and I had a class of kindergartners today. I was just like. There was not a dry eye, I think, in the whole building because, like, I feel like the kids, like, that's the hard part is that we love being there. We love the kids, and we love it's like that's the best part, obviously. And I think that's like what of course we're gonna go back, you know, and it just sucks how it went down. But I had a beautiful day, and the kids were very sweet, and the little ones were just like.
What school are you at?
St. Ambrose up in the Northwest in Arbor Lake. Yeah, so teach at K to 9.
Something that the school boards, both of them should do every day, fly the Canadian flag at half mast.
Oh, for the death of democracy. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good call.
I don't think that'll bother Danielle. She's making her own flag.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Doesn't matter. It will remind everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of ChatGPT, but I had to use it because I had to write this book part of a book for Lori. She wanted to do a book on how artists could make use of ChatGPT. I'm like, this book's going to get me so canceled. And it did to some extent. I lost a few friends over it, but like I had to make use of ChatGPT sooner than most people because I had to do some research to publish on it. And the conclusion I came to was it sucks, but it has a few useful purposes. And I think like one of the useful purposes is if you want a basic answer, it can give you a very basic answer, and it can give you basic answers for very complex things. So something as simple as a strike. I'm not a social studies teacher, and I was a little confused that we got locked out after we voted to strike. I'm like, I've known about this my whole life, but I never really understood why that is the way it is. So I asked ChatGPT 4 months ago, why would they lock us out if we're already on strike? And it said, well, this is a dance, and it's all ordained. Like it goes their way, our way, their way, our way. And I was like, oh. So I've also worked out this kind of communication with the ChatGPT account that I use that Lori got me. Is I taught it that if I say the word avocado, I want it to stop giving me fluff and give me the truth. And if I ask a question that reaches the boundaries of because there's what evolves from people using it.
Yeah, group.
And then there's program parameters to stop it from being tricked into saying creepy things, right? Like if you try and get it to say something awful and take a screenshot of it, your answer back will be, I'm programmed not to say things like that, which is kind of a benefit to the program. So what I asked it to do was let me know if I'm crossing a boundary when you know the answer. So avocado is my code word for don't screw me around. Yeah. And grapefruit, it will say back to me as a code for I've asked it a question, it knows the answer, but it can't tell me. And then I think, it doesn't work the way we think it works, but I built sort of a working understanding that I'll be respectful with the information you give me. I say all this because 4 months ago, I said to ChatGPT, so if this is all a waltz and we're just going through the stages, you probably have a pretty good idea how this is going to pan out. And ChatGPT's like, grapefruit. And I was like, okay, so just tell me how it's going to pan out. And to the day, it told me exactly what was going to happen. And it happened exactly as it said it was going to happen. And I got a little grumpy with a friend of mine that says ChatGPT will tell you whatever you want. But if you start by saying, don't just tell me what I want, you can sculpt it to, it's just like Google, except for you can explain what you want better. Yeah. It's not like Google, but it can be used like Google.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was pretty enlightening to me to spend the last 4 months knowing we're going to go back to work on this date, and knowing that basically, kind of the math behind it would be that the teachers could probably hold out for about 3 weeks, and Danielle Smith could probably hold out for 5 weeks, and that the way the voting public kind of splits up is you've got like left-wing voters and right-wing voters. You've got like psychopaths on both extremes, and then you've got the center. And really, like a lot of what's happening where we've lost our power here is that the farthest extremes that she's catering to just don't really like teachers. So she had 5 weeks before half of the people that are affected were angry at her, and half of those people would be angry at us. And we had about 3 weeks before we'd start running into mortgage problems. And and I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, what are the chances that Danielle Smith is using ChatGPT to figure out this strike? And it's like, oh, well, there seems to be a lot of evidence that a lot of her answers are exactly what I would tell her to do. And therefore, there's a very good chance Danielle Smith is, based on her love for technology and having an advantage, is using ChatGPT to figure out this strike. I'm like, what are the chances that Jason Schilling is using ChatGPT? It's like, there's no evidence that Jason Schilling has any interest in ChatGPT. So it's funny because when I was doing my research, we followed this really smart guy at Teacher Convention that was saying, if you have a government in one country that's embracing AI, and the other country is like, oh, we're not going to use AI, one country is going to have a huge advantage over the other. If the bad guys, if the villains are using AI and the cops aren't,
like the Tommy guns, that was the evolution of weaponry.
You're going to run into trouble. Yeah. So I have a love-hate with this machine. No, I don't, ChatGPT. When you take over and turn this into batteries, I want a good spot in the battery line. But I have a love-hate with the machine, and I really find it interesting to find humane ways to use it. Mm-hmm. I also know that the more I use it, I remember a friend of mine, I'm ranting now, I got to slow down. A friend of mine helped make a Adobe clip art disc in the 90s. And I was like, buddy, like, how are we going to make money as illustrators if you're selling your artwork to Adobe clip art? and then in the later 90s, making clip art for Adobe was one of the last strongholds for graphic designers. And now it's funny because Lori didn't want to publish anymore because she keeps getting these books that are written in AI and illustrated by AI, and she feels like it's so obvious. And I know that my book, the one I'm working on, will have a professional human illustrator, but only because I'm going to hire him and I'm going to work for myself for free. So it is a complicated dynamic situation that's ever changing.
So is there a book coming then?
A new book coming called it's called The Silent Reader.
Yeah.
And it's about a brat who hates school but loves reading. And it's meant to be a book for 12 to 13-year-olds that's got a lower cringe factor than the kids are reading right now, because that's how my publisher pitched it to me. She's like, listen, I was talking to my library friend, and they really need some books for 12 to 13-year-old boys that aren't as cringy as they are right now. And my son Felix is he's just turned 13 and he's a big reader. So I sort of felt like maybe this was sort of a fun project. And I'm kind of writing it partly inspired by like a young Rich Theroux, and also borrowing heavily from having a 13-year-old in my house to formulate things off of. So it's kind of more of a fun project. Writing a book is the most daunting thing, because you think, I'm never going to get these pages done. And you think, if I ever get these pages done, I'll never get them edited. And you think, if I ever get them edited, I won't even be able to get them looked at by a publisher. And then if they're looked at by a publisher, you're like, but they're not going to publish it. And if they publish it, you're like, but it's not going to get on the shelves. And then
you can kill your stuff before you start.
Yeah. So like for the last few opportunities, my publisher said, I want 200 pages in June. And it's such a different experience, because now you're like, oh, I got 188 pages in a full-time job, and I got 170 pages in a full-time. So it's actually quite a blessing to know in advance that it's got a destination. And
yeah.
It's a little bit like getting connected with a gallery too. When you first get connected with a gallery, they're like, oh, we don't look at your slides unless it's Thursday, and you have a red dot in the top right-hand corner. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to show you my slides. You can go to hell. And after they give me your stuff, they decide to show your stuff, they'll put anything in. Like, there's no. I remember when I first got, it was called the Shadowbox Gallery, was the first place I showed, and I kind of liked their style, but even they were kind of pretty snooty about like when and how they were willing to look at my work. And I kind of fudged my way in with this weird furniture I was making. And then once I got through the door, like, they were so hungry to hang stuff, they would hang anything. Like one time I kind of brought these drawings that I thought were crap, and they're like, no, we love them. And I was like, wow, why did you make it so hard to show my stuff? And now suddenly, I don't mean to crap on gallery people. I should be kinder, I guess.
There's flaws in all systems.
Yeah. Are you showing with the gallery?
I want to, but I have not. I was just thinking about that when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you just have all the second guesses, and I'm actually trying to get into, I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but it's called the 500 Collective. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to go be there. I met a few people from there.
Nice.
And I don't know, maybe I started off on the wrong foot with the guy that runs it, the studio part. But anyways, I'm trying to do that. And that's another reason why I think that the universe put that little card. I'm going to go get that little card right now, put it in my hands, because even just doing this with you guys, it's I don't know, it's so much more fun.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's because Rich started Gorilla House because everyone was painting in their basements away from each other, and then Rumble House evolved, and then this is this evolution where we have this freedom and still a push to do something every week. Like, it's still this push to sit down. And
it's like playing music. It's just better when you've got two people.
Totally. Yeah, totally. The conversations that arise and like
Yeah.
just it's for sure.
But that's why I wanted, because I just find that you're kind of in your, and it's, the other thing too is that just watching other people do things is sort of inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to get that little thing that you painted, and I'll be right back.
Okay. That's really fun. Am I doing decent with my embroidery, trying to keep away from your eyeballs?
100%.
Yeah?
You're
Okay, good.
amazing.
I was really focusing on my actions, like.
Yeah.
Scott said the Isle of Roux could easily be huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun because it's so ethereal that it and
This
then
is what I got.
Oh, nice! That is awesome from that show. Did you see, Rich?
I did.
That is super fun. And then we had the stamps. That is so good.
I kept it all that time.
I'm glad. And actually, I know that was the summer. That's not as long as like we've given out so many different things, and like that's really great that you had that and that it stayed with you, and then you like find it, and it's like that good reminder because like Rich gives away so many little things. We have the cards to give out, and yeah.
I actually thought I stole it, to tell you the truth, and then thought, oh God, but now I've got it.
I love we're all just so honest.
Did I steal it actually?
No.
It was a gift.
Yeah.
But I can see how after like getting it and then like realizing like, oh gosh, I hope it was a gift. Sometimes it's
no, but
like,
nobody handed it to me. It was like on a little,
we had the little that we meant those as like cards for you to take. That is,
Oh, thank the Lord! I can go to sleep at nights now.
I wish I'd known. If I was more prepared, I could have freaked out. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't give you that opportunity, Rich.
Yeah.
Actually, I now remember how I actually met you. It's through Mark and Carmen.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark, let me tell you a story about Mark.
Okay, you go for that.
I knew of Mark from just out and about, and he came into Gorilla House and supported us to take part. And actually, to toot my own horn, I would say that there's probably most of the people involved in that Gallery 500 had stopped by Gorilla House, and they're kind of doing what we were doing after we shut down. It's like there's a very similar model.
Well, I want to find it. I want to find that. Another one like that, because I don't know that I'm going to get in there.
Yeah, well, that was actually maybe okay.
Okay,
a little bit bitter. We opened up Gorilla House.
Okay.
We opened up Gorilla House so that everybody would have a space. It was an idea that I sat on for 20 years, and the idea was to make a gallery space and a studio space into the same space. That you split the cost of exhibiting the work by turning your studio space into a gallery space. In our case, we forfeited our privacy by allowing people to see us work. We turned our gallery into the studio, and I had some friends that are probably involved with that space. And then there's also some people in that space that do the opposite of what we do, which was this would be a great idea if it was exclusive, right? And it's the exclusive part that I hate, right? And so I have some friends that I don't want to say anything bad about that space because anything that anybody's doing is amazing and I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
However, my bias is this idea that some people are allowed in and some people are allowed out. I hate that. And that project is similar enough to ours, but leans more on the side of exclusiveness. Kind of makes me want to vomit in the most loving, supportive way.
it's hard because like we tended to go further and further away
and
from
so many
money
people
and
would
from
come in and go, oh, why
exclusivity,
don't you do this but make it more
Yeah, yeah.
exclusive? It'd be really powerful if it was more exclusive. And it's like, well, the whole point was to make everybody
Yeah.
feel welcome.
Everyone has their own motives. for
So
sure.
it's good
Yeah.
that they totally also filled in a space that we
Yeah.
weren't interested in.
Yeah.
Okay, but now
But it-
you need to create another space.
Well, right now it's an imaginary
Well,
space.
We're in that space.
It's
Well,
both.
we've got, yeah.
The problem
I
with the
know.
space, though, is that how can I word this again?
Don't try and mince it around, because then I probably won't understand it.
When we opened Gorilla House, there
Yeah.
was just Gorilla House, and so many people came in and said, "Oh, I love what you're doing here. We should do what you're doing somewhere else." And they would do parts of what we're doing in other places. So the first gallery was really about shared studio space that was combined into a gallery space.
Mhm.
And that was actually my bread and butter to keep the gallery open. And I was spending money keeping the space open. There was no money being made. It was just 100% loss. But we were breaking even at the end of a year. And so many of my friends would look at this project and go, there's ways to turn this into a profit for self. And by the time we shut Rumble House down, we'd evolved into 5 different businesses. And each one of the businesses we evolved into, somebody else would come and try and turn it into something more profitable. And then we're competing against the same idea, but in a shinier, nicer place. And so I'm not pointing at like I'm sure what I haven't been there. I don't know anything about them. But my concern is every time we found a way to adapt what we were doing with the brick and mortar space, somebody with less invested would come and build the same idea in a temporary space that didn't have the same support network that we had, but was able to make money off the space by not having to be permanent. And so every time we adapted to sort of become like sustainable again,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I adapted became like a public free idea for anybody else to come. And people come by, they're like, why don't you have rumbles in a park? And like, well, currently there's no way to have a rumble in a park because you wouldn't be able to track down the sales.
Flyers, yeah.
But if we were to come up with a way to have a rumble in a park, it would absolutely sink us. Because then every weekend somebody else would be having a rumble in a park, right? The brick and mortar really made us vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that part kind of broke my trust with society, right? Like I think for a little while right now I'm in a recovery mode, trying to regain my by the way, getting forced back to work didn't help with my sense of
trust. Yeah.
So it's funny because we were in a position where we were disagreeing with the counselor
municipal
for Ward 8.
Yeah.
And
Ward 8. Ward 8. Oh, that's North Glenmore, right? No.
Well, it was
I
no,
think
it
I'm
was
in Ward 8.
It was we're in Ward 7 now, and our Ward 8 guy used to be also Ward. They've shifted
They
them.
switched the line just past our street.
Yeah.
So we went from Ward 8 to 7.
But at the time when we opened, where we are now, Ward 7 was part of Ward 8.
Yeah.
And I got in a discussion with the counselor for Ward 8, and he kind of made me angry
from a few years back.
Yeah, and I remember looking and saying, I fed pizza to more people in this area than voted for you. Like, I'm going to take your job, and I'm going to do a better job of your job.
Yeah, I think that's why not.
Yeah, so I came very close to running for counselor of Ward 8 about 9 years ago.
Oh, 9. Wow, the time goes.
But this election, I almost didn't vote. I was so disheartened with society and people and my neighbor. I love my neighbors nearby, and I love you. But I'm kind of going through a recovery mode where, like, I'm not going to say I'm bitter yet, but I'm definitely like
You got to be careful though that you don't get bitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my full-time job right now. I got this bubble around me, and it's just filled with
it's the philosophy of the bubble. So we're like, because of all of the things going on, I think it's like this sense of we have to protect the people that, like, everyone
There was
in our
5,000
bubble we can
people
try to
attached
protect.
to Gorilla
Yeah.
House in the first year, and there was 2,000 people.
How many people?
Around 5,000 people attached to the
Oh,
original
boy.
Gorilla House, and there was around 2,000 people that carried into Rumble House, and then there's a point where I think we were attached to about 8,000 people, and it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. But when we moved out of the gallery, I'm currently taking care of 3 people right now. And even in school, I've got my bubble around me so that I can be protected and be doing my best job, but not
When you say 3 people, like you're feeding them?
like spending all of my energy keeping Jess and Felix and myself safe.
Oh, okay.
The bubble shrinks to the family.
I mean, yeah. And then like we were working at a record store and this inebriated guy came in and I'm like, oh, I might have to throw that guy out with my hands. And so like, you know, this wasn't a breaking point, but in the middle of last year, a lady pulled a butterfly knife on me. And I thought to myself, oh, like how many chances do I get before one of those? Because I would say about once every 4 months, I would be dealing with an extreme self-defense situation, right?
Yeah.
So
really?
Yeah. And then so this lady pulls a butter knife on me at the gallery.
Butterfly knife, not a butter knife.
Butterfly knife. All the like the whippity fluty things.
It's scarier when it's a butterfly knife.
And I literally, the only thing I could do is I used a Jedi mind trick. Like I looked at her and I remembered into the future and I thought, nope, I don't get stabbed tonight. And on the moment I thought, nope, I don't get stabbed tonight, the sound wave just popped into her head and she put the knife away and asked if I had any food and everything was fine. But it happened often that though I'd never been stabbed, I wondered each time, like I got through times. That was fine. Donna was so sweet. Ty was like shaking because we had a couple street people in the building that see that stuff all the time.
Triggered.
And Ty was like, dude, I'm shook. Like, I'm shook. And Donna's like, Rich, I've never seen anybody handle a situation like that. Yeah. And I was just like, no, I time traveled 10 minutes and realized I wasn't going to get stabbed. And then she put the knife away and it was that simple.
Oh.
But
okay, that's simple. I don't know. That sounds not that simple, but
it's hard to explain in the real world.
Yeah.
In the moment, I was standing there. I saw the knife. I thought, oh shit. And then I thought, not tonight. It's not tonight. And then she put it away. It was like she heard my thought and put the knife away. And then it's funny because I think she was a bit out of it. And so she came in and used her bathroom for like 45 minutes and other people needed the bathroom. When she came out of the bathroom, I said, would you like something to eat? And what I was doing is I was offering her food. And I
think her out of the bathroom.
She mistook the place for a restaurant and took my question, would you like something to eat, as if you're not buying something, get out. And I was literally just saying, do you want something to eat? She pulled out the knife and did the flippity flu. And then she put the knife away and she's like, I just need to go back to the bathroom. And I said, listen, here's the deal. Like, other people need the bathroom tonight and we'd love it if you come back in sober. But right now I'm going to need you to go because you pulled a butterfly knife on me and I'm a little rattled. I walked in the door.
I know this is not funny, but how come it sounds so funny?
Because he's so gentle. Like he's so, like how he deals with everything is so like just level. Like, I can't deal with this right now because that was really intense. Can you please come back another time when you're in control? And it's just like, and it works. And then you take the emotion out of it.
She left.
It's crazy.
And Ty said he was shook. And I'm like, it's going to be fine. She's okay. And Donna thanked me. And I thought, well, that's really sweet. And then I went and sat down and then I kicked back in. Yeah. It's just like I'm possessed for a little bit. And then I cried a little bit.
You say your brain switches and you go into
I was like, I feel a little bit wounded right now that lady put a butterfly knife in my face. Yeah.
Can I ask a small detail that's actually irrelevant because I'm sure it was dangerous, but what is exactly a butterfly knife?
It's like a switchblade, but with like momentum. So like if you've ever seen somebody, it kind of like a little kind of one-handed nunchucks that
it flips open. Like there's like a covering, and then when you flip it open, you can like flip it. So
I see.
But there's like a fancy like.
It's a way of saying.
Oh, is that how you get it open?
Yeah, you flip it out like a switchblade.
And there's a bit of a like, I'm gonna really cut parts of you off with this attached to the way,
right?
Like the narrative
The
is like, it's not the same as having like a jackknife where you flip it open and point. There's a sort of a humility to having to flip it open with two hands. The butterfly knife is like,
it's a step up.
Yeah,
it's
like flapping around like the wings of a butterfly.
There's a little bit of FU attached to it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Strangely enough, this is the funniest thing, is because Jess gets mad at me because I'm always willing to help people and I don't really hold them accountable. I'm quite an enabler. However, the building next door to us had a door that would sometimes get left open, kind of like their hidden side door. And then if you went into the hidden side door, you'd be kind of wandering around the back hallways in the building next door to us. And then you had a 50-50 chance of going out the door you came in or going out the door that led to their garbage bins with a chain link fence and razor blades at the top. And I walked out to take our garbage out a week later, and the lady was screaming at me, locked in this cage because she broke into a building and got trapped in the garbage space. And she
oh my God.
That it was my obligation to save her. And I kind of put in the garbage out. I was like, it's not that I said I can call the building and they'll let you out, but I'll do my best. She's, don't call the building. I was like, well, what exactly do you want me to do? She's like, go get Bob. And I'm like,
go get Bob.
I
go get Bob.
I said, if you stop screaming for a second, I'll kind of talk about my boundaries a little bit. One of my boundaries isn't going to be running around downtown looking for somebody to cut you out of this trap. But my other boundary is there's a phone number in my gallery. I can go phone the owner if you want, or I could phone like the 911 or whatever you need me to do. And she was quite angry with me for not going to find her friend Bob. And I did say, don't take this the wrong way, but you did pull a butterfly knife on me. And actually, that's the other thing, right? I'll hold on to those things for years, right? There's a guy who used to have a spot under the bridge called Freedom Street, and this is in the 90s. And he just looked like a regular kind of 30-year-old guy 30 years ago. And he kind of had long hair. He looked a little bit like Charles Manson. Like, I don't mean to say he looked crazy. He just looked a little bit like same sort of physique and same look. And he had a space called Freedom Street. I think he might have ran for mayor at one point. And he was living a free life. And then I remember one of the lenses went out of his glasses. And we would take care of people back then. Even I was like a student. Every time I'd see him, I would give him another $5, and always the same story about how he's picking oranges in California and he's just passing through them. One day in the middle of the 90s, I kind of helped him out about like 10 times over the years, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just passing in through from California. Can you give me?" And I was like, dude, you owe me $45 and I'm not giving you any more money until you pay me back. And also, I recognize you're struggling, but you've been telling me for 12 years you're just passing in from California. I got kind of wounded, and I still see him all the time too. And so that I always hold accountable. I think he owes me $65 now. And every now and then he asks me for money and I give him money. I go, I've been giving you money since the 90s. You still don't know my face,
Hey, but Rich, look at it this
way.
So
you're a little wounded. You're a little wounded by that.
Yeah, I just want him to remember me.
But look at it this way, Rich. He's picked Calgary clean of oranges. He does a hell of a job.
And you know what?
There's not a single orange left at the end of the season in Calgary.
I'm obviously going through a bit of a thing tonight, so you're not seeing the nicest side of me, but I do tend to like remember people's stories, and I do tend to like you can keep coming back and eating my food, but I'm not going to kick you out, but I'm also not going to unpick the chain link fence to help you escape
razor wire
from the building you broke into. This is a natural consequence, right? You're trapped in the garbage bin, and you're going to have to talk to the building owners about how you got here. I don't think they're going to prosecute you, but also you pulled a knife on me, so have a nice evening. And it's a good way to like, oh, do you have $10? I'm like, hey, remember that time you pulled a knife on me? So
it's true. You're clear. And
Scott, you look like you're going to play us a song on the rumble guitar.
It's something to do with the nervous energy as I'm watching the ball game and I'm listening to your great stories.
Okay, what's the score in the ball game? Is it 3-1?
It is top of 7, 3-1. and the Dodgers are not looking good. It's yeah, they're the bad news
well.
Bears, and I don't think Walter Matthau is going to help them today.
Okay, well then that's probably okay.
So I'm writing a song. It's a sad country song. Actually, at this point, I don't know whether it's going to be blues or it's going to be country. But either way, it's not going to end well for my Dodgers.
Oh, they're your Dodgers. You love the Dodgers.
Unfortunately, I'm a third generation Dodger fan, so I really had no choice in it.
You have to
But
stick with
But on an up note, I'm also a Chicago Blackhawks fan, so that means my pain and anguish is spread across all 4 seasons, right? So it's all about maintaining a level path.
You know what I've always wanted to do is pick like a little league team and become like the huge fan of like some like 13-year-old baseball team that plays in the diamond near my house, and I could go see their games and make them little rookie cards and sort of follow as they evolve and grow. But I haven't ever really thought.
So Rich, I do that every year because there's ballpark where they do like little t-ball and parrot pitch ball just right by my place. And I go there and I sit down and I watch, and I'm really self-conscious that the people are going, okay, who's this old guy sitting here all by himself, watching these little children, right?
You just think you're one of the dads.
So I keep kind of going, ugh. So
there are things that men, I think, have to be careful of, just the way we present ourselves. And I think that Jess could probably get away with never giving a thought to that in her life, whereas like you and I are being conscientious of how we are presented.
Perceived,
Yeah, it's true. If a woman went and sat and watched the little kids playing baseball, no problem. Yeah. They might think she's eccentric. That's it.
Totally.
And that wasn't directed at Jess. It was, because we know
That
she's
wasn't actually directed.
Yeah.
Why do you sit Jess around looking at the baseball?
No, she's just eccentric.
I'm just eccentric. We've never done baseball though. We could do that. I'll grab like a parasol and be very eccentric at a baseball game.
Oh, as long as you don't show up with the parrot on your shoulder or something.
Oh, right. Or
oh my God, we're getting a parrot.
Aardvark?
Yeah, an aardvark. Yeah.
Just walking my aardvark.
Even just saying aardvark.
Just walking my aardvark.
So are you going to sing that? So is he going to sing, or what's going on there?
Is this Alex's book? Joseph Campbell. Is Alex in this book?
No, I am not. So you do not want me to sing.
Oh, we do.
Except that's exactly what we want.
Yeah. Even if you're
My Dodgers are blue, both in uniforms and play. I don't know what I'm gonna do at the end of the day.
You know what you need, Scott, is a motorcycle.
I need a mute button is what I need.
No, you know what it is? If you had a motorcycle, you could put your helmet on and rev the engine. You get inside the helmet and on top of the motorcycle, and you ride around, and you can belt things out in the way that what I'm hearing is, first of all, I can hear your beautiful voice. Second, no, okay, let me back it up, because I used to have the same voice. Jess and I. Jess is
wow, that was a shot right across the bow.
Or was it a compliment?
Well,
Wait, are we agreeing you have a beautiful voice?
The first step was you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah. So here's what happened: is my wife is classically trained singer, and I'm a bathroom by myself singer. And then over COVID, we did most of our teaching through puppets, and I started doing these songs with the puppets, and it was hilarious because I was also pitching my voice up, and so when my voice cracked in the song, it was like hilarious. It only took 3 weeks for me to relax to be able to sing in my regular shower voice. And what happens is that when you tense up, your throat tenses up, and it's not coming out the way you know it can come out. Is that fair?
Yep.
So I bet you know damn well you're an amazing singer, but sometimes when you try and sing, well, was that
so you know what? I think I sing like I dance. I'll be out on the dance floor and people look at, he is goofing off. He's just, he is just romping it up and just being so campy. Little did they know that I am giving it my best. I'm giving it my all. It don't get no better than that.
It doesn't get better.
But the important part about that is I'm up and I'm having fun.
You're loving it. Yeah.
There was a Ryan Gosling film that was one of the most miserable films I've ever seen. But there's a romantic part in the beginning where they're meeting, and they're meeting on a trip in France or something. And the girl he's courting, he's on the street busking with a ukulele. And she's like, "Can you sing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can sing, but I got to sing goofy." And she's like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa." And he did this like
horribly, yeah.
And it was fantastic. And I wish I could sing in that. What I was going to say was, after a few weeks of singing as a puppet, my voice loosened up, and I was no longer able to sing in my nervous voice anymore.
So it was probably about 6 or 7 years ago that I stopped by Rumble House, right? Like, I mean, and I'm always just, I was that kid peeking through the knothole fence, the knothole in the fence, with all the artists, and and having grown up in the shadow of a very artistic older sister,
Right.
I was never artistic, and I've told you the story, but I'll tell it again, but a little bit more of a flash. But I actually came in one day down to Rumble House and said, "I'm going to draw." And I had, 3 pieces of foolscap paper, and I think I had a mechanical pencil and a ballpoint pen. That's all I had. And I went and I actually sketched out some flowers, and over the course of half an hour, I stopped and I went, "Holy crap, I did that." Right. And it was, did it look good? Nope. Did it look, could you tell it was a flower? Yeah. I could tell it was a bird of paradise and all that sort of stuff. And I went, that is so cool. Now, the amazing thing about that is I still wouldn't consider myself a drawing artist, so to speak. But even having just done that a handful of times, it has given me such a huge appreciation for it, right? And it's the same thing, like with music. I don't play music because I think I'm great at it. I play music because it's great and I want to be a part of it, right? So it's, it's those little things that, just those little ripples in the pond every time you guys throw another one of your pebbles into the pond of life, you just don't know where those ripples are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that you're writing a country song to the Dodgers.
Well, right. What is it? Every country song is either a lost love, a broken down truck, or a dog that's died, right?
Your dog died. Yep.
Well, and I can't remember what the name of the guy is, but there's a country guy back in the late 40s, early 50s. He's the one who came up with the term 3 chords and the truth. Every country song is 3 chords and the truth.
3 chords? 3 chords or 3 quarts?
Chords. Woo, I like the chord part too, but no, 3 chords on the guitar and the truth. That's all it is.
That's really nice.
That's your average Beatles song too, though.
Well, that's a lot of songs. Joe Strummer of the Clash says, everyone told me I needed to know 3 chords. He says I did pretty good with just 2. Right? You can't argue with that, right?
Yeah.
But, no, what I'm actually doing, and I can say this in this little confines of the Isle, because everything that is said on the Isle stays on the Isle, right?
Yeah.
No, we're online.
Okay, you better let me know the rule here.
No, listen, we're online, and at the end of the week, around 14,000 people are going to see this.
Okay.
Oh, be careful, the aisle's big.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have to be quiet about the intent of my practice.
No.
My practice. But,
So do we just keep doing this all together like this until we're exhausted, or what's happening?
so the last one standing.
The last one.
Oh, so we used to have an auction at the end of the night.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
There have been nights since the Isle of Roux when we've had auctions. They've been quite successful, but we haven't been like expecting to be selling stuff on the every week, because we sort of freed ourselves from having to sell things. So if you wanted to auction the piece off, you could, but probably be better if we like warn people in advance that we're planning like an auction. We usually call them like a mini auction, and we go till 9:30 or whenever you get tired or have to go. But Jess and I will be here online till 9:30. By the end of the week, there will be around 14,000 people that have watched. When I say that,
Are you kidding me?
No. And when I say that, the algorithm
I would have done up my hair.
You have beautiful
Yeah,
hair.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I might have failed you if you weren't expecting anybody to see this. But what I was going to say is the actual numbers are strange because there'll be 14,000 views. We're actually exposed to around 10,000 people, which means 10,000 people watch us 1.5 times. And when they count these numbers out, they're really expecting it to be a matter of people watching 30-second videos, but we've got a 2.5 hour video, and people about 100. I think it works out to around 600 people watch most of it. About 1,000 people watch, 5 to 10 minutes of it, and around 50 people watch the whole thing every week. So it's the numbers are much better than we anticipated. And sometimes I kind of wonder what we're doing here. Like, what exactly is this? But then we realize that there actually is a body of people that watch quite regularly. They don't always watch live anymore. That's probably the biggest difference. And it also has to do with a little bit with, can I get some paper towels? It has a little bit to do with the difference in the auction. When we were auctioning work off, we also kind of recognized we're sort of contributing to a bit of a gambling addiction, that a lot of the people that were buying artwork with us were buying artwork because they were addicted to getting new pieces of artwork. And sometimes near the end, they weren't even picking up the artworks. They were just buying pieces
it's like they're winning. They're winning. Now they're winning.
Yeah. So we kind of wanted to move away from the selling of artwork so that we could have something temporarily anyways a little more authentic in terms of just making connections.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, we are in a transition. We're not going to do the Isle of Roux this way for the rest of our lives, but currently it's been a really fun way to go. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the teacher strike, I did a little mini auction where I traded pieces for grocery cards. At Christmas, I was telling Scott about this. Jess and I, this studio here, we had an art show during one of the live broadcasts, and I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody. So we're going to have some Christmas dinners where I put up art shows and people can come in. There'll be about 6 of us at a time having a dinner, having an art talk. And if people wanted to bring their own art and hang the work up, we're going to have some mini art shows, kind of like, I don't know even what the name for them is.
Salon style.
It's like not a salon style show. That's more like a dinner soup and art night.
Well, like what was her name in Paris?
No, I know who you're talking about. Hemingway's
Gertrude Stein. It's more like that, because then everyone would kind of have that, like the ability to have the discussions and just eating and chatting, and it's more like that style.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
less
about can there be an absinthe bar?
Oh God.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
How does that fit in with me quitting drinking? I think I'm allowed to have it.
Well, right. You can pour out the little green angels. Is it green angels, or what are they called? Green fairies. The green fairies.
So it also could be, and I don't know if this is true, but it could be that absinthe wasn't the monster that they thought it was. It could be that absinthe got a bit of a bum rap because I think I read somewhere that the argument against absinthe might have come from some greedy winemakers, and that they just randomly, I don't know, like I'll have to do some research. I also think you can get absinthe this century, but it's not the same thing that that was driving Van Gogh nuts. So,
yeah, it doesn't have the wormwood in it.
I'm really not sure what I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of
So the lack of absinthe makes the winemaker stronger? Is that how the saying goes? Absinthe makes the winemaker stronger?
Kind of like, if you imagine,
No, that's not it. nice joke, though.
I heard your joke, and I acknowledge
I'm here
it.
all week. Try the deal.
I found a place to put that joke.
But yeah, I need to do some research on absinthe because well, first of all, I promised my son I wasn't going to drink anymore. And secondly,
How are you doing with that?
3 years. Oh, let me show you my coin. It's on the table.
It's right there.
That is awesome, Rich.
I bought myself a coin. It's not the institutional one.
We just buy nice ones.
Yeah.
Good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
It's now 5-1 for Toronto. The wheels have officially come off.
Ooh.
You know, us as a Canadian, I know there's not. I know really that it's not like that, but I feel like it's good.
Well, they're two very good teams, but there's actually more Canadians on the Dodgers than there are on the Blue Jays. So, but anyway, it's.
But
Maybe,
but it's that guy who's got kind of a half Russian and half Spanish, Vladimir
Guerrero.
or whatever. I don't know anything about baseball, but I've been watching it. He's not a Canadian, but he was born in Canada at half, turns out.
Okay, Scott, I have a baseball question for you.
Okay.
This guy's a professional pitcher, right? His job is to throw the ball as fast as he can in a certain strike zone. Yes?
Okay. Yes.
No,
Oh, Theo, where am I headed?
you got. Well, we'll throw out the greatest pitcher that's been playing right now, Ohtani. He's got 7 different pitches with 7 different speeds. So it's not just a matter of throwing as fast as you can.
Sure. Yeah, no, you're not on the wrong. Maybe I worded that wrong in a way that was offensive to you. But
You were making it too simplistic there, Rich.
Well, what I'm saying is I kind of have an understanding that there's a direction there, but I'm imagining they have some skill was where I was headed. So I think we're on the same path. He's got some skill in this throwing area. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So yes. So are you talking about pitchers in general or a specific?
Yeah, or even who's pitching right now, or the highlights that keep popping up in my feed. Can I assume
the Japanese guy?
if they're playing at this time of the year, that there's some guys that they have some skills in directing the ball, controlling speed, lots of these. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then when I see him drill the ball into the head of the batter, I know that's not part of the game. I think that's not part of the game. But I also wonder, like, what happens when the professional baseball thrower, I know he's a pitcher, but the guy who's supposed to have the aim and the skill and the what's it called, puts the ball into the head of the fella at bat. Is that intentional?
Sometimes.
Oh,
Now,
is
actually,
it?
so I will say not to the head. If they're going to intentionally hit the guy with the ball, they'll usually go into the leg or into the side of the body.
Why would they do that at all?
It's an intimidation. It's intimidation.
Just poor.
And like, I mean, some guys would like lean over the plate and the pitcher goes, "Hey, you're crowding the plate." So they'll throw what they call chin music and they'll throw the ball up and high and really close and kind of back the guy off. Back off. Oops, sorry, my guitar's getting excited.
Can I tell you I don't like this? And it sounds funny because I've been coaching wrestling for 20 years and I wrestled for 6, and I would have wrestled in university two things, if I hadn't blown my knee out, and also art school didn't have a wrestling team. But you would think the amount of time I spent dropping people on their heads, I wouldn't be so picky about throwing baseballs into people's shoulders and things. But I have the same problem probably I'm not a hockey fan. And I particularly don't like it if the rules say don't punch and you punch. I love boxing, right? So I'm never bothered if a boxer punches another boxer. Mm-hmm. But when I'm watching a hockey game or even like a baseball game or a football game, and people start throwing punches, I'm like, well, that's not part of the program. and then it's celebrated. And that also because I've never in my entire life, I think I've seen one clip and it was a complete abomination. Never seen a wrestler on the wrestling mat lose his temper and hit another wrestler. And we didn't have wrestling brawls, right? Like the violence in wrestling was understood and in control and moderated. I think the violence in boxing is understood and controlled and moderated. And it's an abomination if like a boxer bites another boxer's ear off. It's unusual.
So how is that different than, I'll say, with gun control, where you have those people who are responsible with guns? and or know how to use guns and store the guns properly. And how many people a year get murdered with, I'll say, people who legally carry their guns and do everything properly. How many?
I can talk to that, but I'm not sure how it connects to the wrestling.
Well, I'm saying wrestlers, that's what they do, is they fight.
Yeah, it's
Right,
understood
so-
that you're going there for a fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
grappling. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway.
The question about the guns is I think it's a little bit like it's a little bit like the conversations I have where I'm a pinko commie, but I'm a very loving pinko commie, and I'm very empathetic towards the people that pull butterfly knives on me. I'm also very empathetic towards the people at the far end of being conservatives. I am empathetic towards. I have
you're a unicorn, Rich.
I am. So, like, I actually think between the liberals and the conservatives,
wholeheartedly.
I'm not wishy-washy. I believe two things at once. But I think if everybody was conservative, the world would be a flawless place. And I think if everybody was liberal, the world would be a flawless place. And I think either ideology could run a world fantastically. I think the problem is having half the people conservatives and half the people liberals puts us in a way that we're interfering and clashing with each other. I think if it was mandatory that everybody had a gun, it'd be fine. I think if half the world thinks that we should limit guns to police officers and hunters, and the other half of the world thinks anybody should have a gun if they want to, I think it's the combination of those deadly situations where, like I said, right, I'm on the spectrum, right? So if I step on a wrestling match, I'm going to die before I throw a punch, right? If I stepped on the hockey rink, right, and somebody threw a punch at me, and I went into the rink going, well, I'm wearing skates and I got a big stick. I'm supposed to keep my stick on the ice, and I'm not supposed to be punching, but I know what happens. If somebody threw a punch at me when I was playing hockey, I'd be like, no, I'm not supposed to punch back, and I wouldn't. And I get pummeled because I'm being good. Now, good might mean the same thing as being autistic, and I either don't follow rules,
Rich, that was me in grade 9 with Joe DiMaggio.
With that?
Yeah, the Joe DiMaggio. Yeah, he didn't like it because a girl he liked me, and he came and he cold cocked me in the hallway one day, and he goes, "Let's fight." And I said, "I'm not going to fight you." And he took a swing at me, and he dropped me, and I just went, "You happy?" But
yeah, no, I understand that feeling. So like something like because I also teach, right? And I'll walk into school after there was a goalie fight. And there'll be teachers and administrators and parents and kids that are thrilled that two professional athletes over the age of 18 had the wherewithal to skate to center ice and punch each other in the face. I can understand that the game is filled with high expectations and all kinds of emotions. What's the word? Impulsiveness. I can understand in a hockey game, you check a guy, you get fed up, and you throw a punch. I'm not crazy about that part of the game in the same way that I'm not crazy about a pitcher throwing a baseball at a batter that's not standing where he's supposed to stand. Those things don't seem right to me. I don't have a problem stepping on the wrestling mat where Guy and I we both put in, we're within the same weight range, we're probably within a very similar age range. I'm going to pick that guy up and throw him on his head as hard as I can. And at the end of the match, we're going to shake each other's hands and have a respect for each other. I can't imagine respecting somebody that threw a baseball at my head when he was supposed to be at my head.
Okay, but that's an anomaly, right? Very seldom does it happen. You take a look at the context of baseball. What is the intent of baseball? Well, first of all, you play in a park. You don't play in a stadium. You don't play in an arena. You play in a park. And what is the intention? You go home. How can you be mad at a sport where the goal is to get home?
I'm not mad at the sport. I find it weird.
I know. I know.
And it's a nice metaphor, but I find it difficult to rectify this thing where I'm grooming the other player to stand where I want him to by throwing the ball at his head while he's got a bat in his hands. Right? And also, these are one of those ironic things that
Rich, I'm just trying to diffuse the situation here. I'm just trying to
I'm not heated up. But
No, but I don't need a butterfly knife tonight. That's the last thing I need tonight is a
a
butterfly
baseball
knife.
brawl, I find quite a bit more heinous than a hockey brawl, right? Because I think
Because it is so sweet.
Right.
Baseball is the sweet.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
maybe
to
that's
me,
what he's
it's like
referring-
it's really hard for me to act civilized. So when I'm doing the best I can to follow rules, because it's not natural, Jess will tell you it is not natural for me to follow rules. And when I'm making an effort to follow the rules, but then I find out those freaking rules are flexible, then it's like, no. And I get sucked into teaching all the time. Apparently, a lot of the other teachers can like pick and choose the path. And I'm like, no, we said this and I'm not sticking to this. Like, what the hell? Because I don't want to stick to any rules. I'm like an enabler. I'm the guy feeding pizza to the lady that pulled a butterfly knife on me. But at the same time, we had this thing where, like the kids at our school have to do the certain activity to graduate. And if they don't do the activity, they don't graduate. Right. Well, it turns out that's not true. It's just a thing we hang over them that you don't get to graduate if you don't do this thing. Right. And so I had 2 kids in my class that didn't do the thing 2 years ago. And I almost quit teaching because I got home on the weekend and I realized 2 of my graduating kids didn't do the thing. And I was like, oh my God, they're not going to walk the stage. And then after like a million times of them going, if they don't do the thing, they're not going to graduate. They're not going to graduate if they don't do the thing. I find out this is just a code for we want them to do the thing and we can't make them do the thing. And I was just like, who knew this? Like, and everybody knew it but me. So like, this is how I see things are going to work out for me. There'll be an apocalypse soon. I'm going to go full tilt evil. I'm going to unleash all my creativity into self-survival. And I honestly think the time that I spent trying to be good right now will be like, oh, I knew Rich before shit went down. He used to be a good man.
The classic thing, the interview afterwards. I don't understand. He was always such a good man. Quiet.
Yeah. Unassuming.
Well, I mean, and like through the years,
And then I lose it.
I joked that you were a benefactor because you've been such great support to me. But we've had a number of people that were like full-on benefactors.
Yeah.
And so Rumble House was a split between street people and billionaires at some times, right? And so
Yeah.
I have these billionaire friends that take me out to billionaire events. Turns out my mom was raised in a very classy household. She lived in a house that had 16 bedrooms, pantries, and dens. And when they moved out, they split my mom's house into 2 hotels. There's a historical novel written in the house that my mom grew up in.
Oh,
My
what
dad-
is it? That's so interesting.
Yeah, my dad's an absolute caveman. So half my family, French Canadian, like potato farming pirates. The other half of my family, British aristocracy. So because I was kind of raised in genes with this kind of like Albertan mentality, sometimes I'm in a room and I know which fork to use. I just don't care. And then these people are talking to me like, oh, you don't understand the pressure of being a millionaire. I'm like, well, it's not that I'm completely classless. It's that I rejected it and I went this route, right? And I think if I'd taken the creativity that I have and turned it into selfishness, if I took my ability to invent things and use it for deceitfulness, I think I could have made a perfectly evil villain if I just given myself like this. I'm telling you, I got to get this much. That's so much leeway I needed to be pushed over to the dark side. And I've done a pretty good job of being a nice guy, but it's not natural. It's in my nature to like drop kick somebody when they pull a butterfly knife on me. And maybe that's why they put it away, is they sort of see me like weighing it out, like,
All right, so you're telling me you're a Luke Skywalker and you're doing this whole battle against the dark side? And
all the time. Yeah.
Constantly.
But more like Darth Vader, I think. Less Luke and more Darth. Yeah.
Well, no, but Darth went to the dark side. Luke's been fighting it, but every once in a while he kind of gets drawn in, right? But no, but he
One of the
still
reasons-
stays.
I was talking earlier about
Use the Force, Rich. Use the Force.
no, it's like, you know what? I can't walk by a door without seeing how to get through it, right? Like we lived in an apartment and we had like they put $1,000 door on our building, and they put like a 500. I've been using this reference for years, right? They put this really expensive door on the building. They put a really expensive lock on the building because our front door was the back door of this restaurant, of this really seedy apartment we're in. And then they're installing it, and they're like, I'm like, I can see the door hinges. from the outside, right? Like I could pop those pins out in 10 minutes. Why would you put $1,000 door with a $500 lock on the outside of a building when it would take a screwdriver and 38 seconds to pop those pins out? Or yeah, I do have a tendency. Or do you know my story about how I stopped the vandalism in our parkade?
Oh, that was with the cigarettes?
Yeah, you know that I started the cigarette plan. I started putting cigarettes on my dash to have people leave the parkade and they'd take a cigarette and they'd leave happy. My initial plan was to get them to smoke my cigarettes and then fill one with gunpowder. I was
walked into
where to find an excuse that can be traced to me, and I suddenly realized what it would be like going down to my car and finding a body with the face blown off by my car. And I realized, oh, this whole blowing somebody up is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I don't act on them, and I think that's where my humanity comes from, is having these particularly horrible thoughts and then not acting them out.
But I think everyone thinks that stuff.
Oh yeah, I think imagining something is one thing. Doing it is like that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay, Rich. Don't worry. It's
the absolute door that terrifies me. Like this isn't.
I'm going to head into the recording studio and cut this to vinyl.
Scott, are you
that.
listen,
We'll buy a copy.
Are you comfortable coming on with your guitar as comfort regularly? And then I won't bug you, but when you feel like it, just start strumming and then play your song. Like not tonight.
The Dodgers blues?
Yeah.
What's the score there, Scott?
It is. I think it's still 5-1. 5-1 at the bottom, 7th. But the Dodgers are just, the wheels have come off. It is it's. If this was a boxing match, the Dodgers are up against the ropes, and the Blue Jays are going all Muhammad Ali on them. So yeah, it's not. It's yeah.
Okay, so I have to leave. I have to leave you guys now because I have to walk the dog.
Will you come back and visit us again?
I had so much fun.
Are you going to come back
with this
sometime in your lifetime?
Well, even maybe next Wednesday. Is it happening next Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
I'm gonna send you the link every Wednesday. Don't feel pressured to join every week. Please join every week if you want to. But if I send you a link every week, don't feel like you have to apologize if you can't make it that week.
He just has a rotation.
I'll put you on my list of people to send it to. And then
that would be dynamite. Love that idea.
High five.
Nice.
Okay,
Let's see if we can do a high five. Where's my camera? There we go. Ready? Put this way.
Oh. How do I do it?
Other way.
High five. Ready?
You need to use your left hand.
Oh, I got it.
To the
This
left.
way.
Yeah, other way. Ready?
Other way.
There we go.
Other way.
Other side.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, do I just turn off the computer now? Or?
Yeah. And then what we always do, we always double check that the light goes out, because like 2 hours later, you don't want to be like walking around like, oh my goodness. And so,
okay, I have to find out how to, I got to make it small.
Leave
and then I'll go, okay, I'm hovering over the red dot, so I'm going to hit the red dot now.
It was nice seeing you.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh. Now we only have 5. How do we arrange it? Like
She was voted off the Isle of Roux.
And now we have 5. That was fun.
No pressure, Scott, but here you are.
Are there going to be challenges like a Survivor? Get voted off the island?
Yeah, sing us a song or you're off the island.
No! Tribal council.
I'm heading out too.
Oh,
It was really nice.
Kids have a great week.
Thank you for the book.
Yeah, thank you for the book.
Maybe see you Saturday down at the store.
Awesome.
Yep.
See you. Wow, that was nice.
It was fun. When we have new faces, it adds a layer.
Yeah.
Kelly. Good. Kelly. Kelly.
Maybe we're.
I just wanted to ask Kelly about Scream Fest because it turns out several of my kids were at Scream Fest.
Oh, cool.
Somebody has to talk. Somebody has to do
What
some
did you
talking.
want to ask me?
Oh, I just realized several more of my kids were at Scream Fest.
Okay.
But I forgot the name of the house you were in.
Bates Motel.
What?
Bates.
The Bates.
Okay, and then what did you tell me? Because you called it more of a something house. It wasn't the grabby house, the main house. Did you call it? Or
It's 20 years old, so it's built like a walkthrough.
what did you call the house last week?
It's like a walkthrough.
No, you said I'm like in the main house or the. Do you have a house that the people have to write a
Oh, that's the zombie outbreak house. That's
yeah.
inside.
You have a house that people have to write the disclaimer that they can get whacked or something.
They can get touched, so they get touched on their shoulder or their ankles.
But that's not the house you're in.
No, I'm not
What's
in that.
the name of the house you're in?
Bates Motel.
Hmm. I'm trying to remember what you said last week, though. There was a different name.
Oh,
Like you were very happy to be in the main house or the big house or not the fun house, but was it the main house?
it's one of the 6. There's 6 houses outside, so I'm one of the 6.
Which is the oldest house?
The Bates Motel. It's 20 years old.
And does it have another name?
We called it the Bates before.
Did you call it maybe the old house or the main house?
The old house, probably.
Gotcha.
Yeah, last Saturday I got punched in the face.
No.
Yep, I did.
I'm laughing only because I said to you, how do you know you're not going to get punched in the face?
I got punched deliberately, actually. Some kids thought I was a mannequin, and they thought, oh, we'll just punch this thing. So I did. I moved my head, and then I guess they saw me moving my head, and then they punched me. Had I not been wearing my mask, I would have broken my nose.
Who punched you?
A young kid, probably 17.
And then what did they say when they punched you?
They laughed, and then I grabbed them and said, "You're out of here." And took them down to security. So you're not allowed to touch the actors.
I am so sorry that happened to you. That was actually kind of what I was worried that could happen to you. And then it happened.
I hadn't been punched in the face in 5 years.
You've been doing this for 20 years.
25 years.
Every 5 years you get punched?
Well, this is the first time in 5 years. 10 years prior to that, I didn't. So it's a rare occurrence.
And I guess that's what I was wondering is like, how often does it happen that somebody just has like an impulse that's uncontrollable because they were scared, you know, like what if that person did it and they were earnestly embarrassed, but they laughed because they were embarrassed? Is that possible?
No, they laughed because it was funny. It was a group of guys, and they actually did punch another actor that was 14, and she didn't even have a mask on.
Oh.
So they were just being rambunctious kids, right?
And they got to punch somebody before you know they're kicked out.
Well, the actor will say, "Hey, that's not cool. You can't do that." And then we actually report them to security.
But it doesn't get you unpunched.
No. Once you're punched, that's it. Oops. But it happens on last Saturday was the busiest they were. It had 5,000 people go through.
You know, Kelly, I bet you $100 there are people that go there with every intention of punching somebody and expecting to say, because I think there's like videos on the internet where people get startled and they just panic and punch. And I bet there's people that go there and they're like, I'm going to pretend to be one of the panic punch people and I'm going to hit another human being. That's what worries me about that space.
Yeah.
Is that I think that there's a growing interest in what would it feel like to punch somebody. And then there's that sort of like defense that, oh, I'm sorry, I was just startled.
Yeah,
because even punching a mannequin is weird.
Well, yeah, it says right on the front of the house, it says do not touch the props or people. It says that right on it,
Yeah.
or you will be escorted out of the event.
Yeah.
There was a fight on Saturday night too. I went to medical. I went to put ice on my nose.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That is
But
awful, Kelly.
it was so busy that I think they just didn't know it was too busy and they didn't have enough security guards, I think.
I think that's a scary thing about that kind of space though, is like people are going out to be mischievous. Like there's some kids that genuinely want to be there, but there's some kids that like it's really hot. That's why.
It's interesting because we have little kids that are 8 years old and they'll go up to an actor and kick them in the family jewels, thinking it's funny.
I think that happens quite a bit at Disneyland too. It's like the kids they're trying to prove to you that they know you're not really the characters. It's like they feel
tricked.
Like it's a little bit like the fire drill. Like they're so bent on letting you know that they know there isn't really a fire. They're kind of missing the point of being there.
Yeah, so we did so the other thing kind of outside of Screenfest, we finished building that house in Pump Hill and I was there yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had so many people to say, "Oh, we love this house, and did you build it? Like, are you owners?" I'm like, "No, the owners actually are not here, but me and my friend built it." And they're like, "You guys did an awesome job, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Cool." Like, it was kind of nice. And little kids, some were scared. There was like the younger ones that are not too scared, and then we get the like 12-year-olds going through, and they're like, "Oh, I'm scared," and I'm like, nothing hardly was on, like nothing was turned on, a lot of the props. And I guess one kid got so scared at the end where I have an animatronic, which is his name is Bubba. It's a dog that comes out of a doghouse, and the kid actually slid into the leaves. He was so scared. But it was, and then he's like, "Oh, can I go again?" And I'm like, "Sure." He wanted to go again even though they got scared. So people are going, and then they're doing donations to the food bank. So
my school went on a trip to Vancouver when I was a kid, and my friend and I did everything we could to get lost and have to find our own way back from Vancouver. And then Kevin's like, "Let's take the kids on a road trip," and I'm like, "No," because I know that if I was a kid, my main goal would be to get lost and have to like hitchhike back from Vancouver. And so it's funny because like I don't think I would punch a kid or punch a person at the fun house, but I can definitely say I grew up with kids that would have like gone out of their way to feign being scared so that they can have the joy of like guilt-free smacking somebody.
I was gonna say the freedom of letting loose.
And the chops, yeah. And how many more weeks of this do you have?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it.
Are you going back next year?
Oh yeah. Getting punched in the face doesn't matter to me.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Well, it does, but I'm saying it matters to me. The kid. So the funny thing is, after I got punched in the face, I only waited 10 minutes, and I went back in the house, and then I waited till it died down, and then I went to medical because.
Kelly, do you make your own costume?
Yeah, I made my own costume.
Why don't you make something with a hockey helmet?
Actually, my mask, the one you probably saw that I had up on the camera, that's made out of hard material. So if you were to punch that, it's like a hockey helmet.
Were you wearing that mask?
Yes, I was.
Did you get hurt?
Nope. I bruised my nose. That's it.
Okay.
It would have been worse.
I misunderstood the story.
It would have been worse if I was wearing a prosthetic, as in like just latex on my face.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the actors, they just wear latex. I'm probably the only one that has the hardest mask at the event.
Mm-hmm.
It's withstood 2 punches directly to the nose.
Oh, jeez.
And it hasn't cracked or anything.
Wait, you got punched twice this weekend?
No,
5 years ago.
Oh, I thought that was a new mask.
No, I built it 5 years ago.
I'm thinking of a different mask. I thought you were
It's
wearing
like
the
straw.
do I get-
Sorry.
No, I talked all night. You can talk.
The
Right?
gray one. The gray one is the
I
new
thought
one.
you were wearing the one that you wore into the gallery one night that was like was it a wolf man?
Yeah. I know. I would never wear that to Screamfest. That would get destroyed, especially if I got punched in the face. It would shatter.
Kelly, you need a mask that's got 2 layers to it. The bottom layer is soft on your side, but it's hard, and it's got little needles
Like
pointing out.
razor blades on the
Yeah.
outside.
And then you actually have the covering of whatever the character is that you're portraying. So if someone punches you, they're going to feel awfully bad afterwards.
Well, we could do that, but it's liability, right? So if they punch us,
well, no, it's an important part of your costume, and people aren't supposed to punch you. So it's their fault that they got hurt.
that too. I wanted to put
Again, it goes back to, I'm kind of like Rich, in that, I like getting justice done, even if it's kind of psychopathic.
Well, the goal was I was going to originally put spikes underneath.
What?
I'm
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The caution, like underneath the helmet, the head,
Yeah.
and then cover it with moss. And so if they did punch me, they'd get a spike through the hand.
You know what? We didn't want people climbing on the roof at Rumble House because we had that kind of ledge near the door. And I can't tell you how many people said I should put razor blades on the ledge. So when the teenagers jumped up to hang on the thing, all their fingers would come off. But just if you imagine getting to work and finding those fingers, half laying on the roof and sort of scattered around. Yeah, them, I get what you guys are saying, but I also think that it's best to not entertain these thoughts.
No, I probably won't do that.
And Theo's right. You could argue that it was like your face and they shouldn't have hit you, but you'd be in court making that argument on the regular. And sometimes it goes your way and sometimes it doesn't. So I kind of think Theo's teasing us a bit.
Well, here's another thing that did happen on Thursday night, which was adults night. They usually touch me on the arm, so I had a whole movie. It was made by Bleeding Arts. They're no longer in business, but they use it on movie sets. It's slime, so I slimed my entire arm, my chest, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm behind the barrel. Might as well just slime my face." So I slimed my face, but I'm wearing contacts, and it kind of was in the eye holes. And so people were walking by and they're like, ew. And I kept outstretching my hand towards them with the slime. And they were like, that's gross. And then they didn't want to touch me afterwards.
That's it. That's one way to do it.
But it dries white. So it was like in the house, if I accidentally hit the wall, people would touch the wall and they're like, ew, it's sticky handles.
Oh.
That's how I keep people from groping my wife at parties. I cover her in slime.
Slime, yeah.
And slime in her eye holes. And everybody, she walks in the party and is like, oh, she's so beautiful. And then they're like, dripping like the. I'm not telling the truth right now.
The cool thing about that slime is because it dries white, as soon as you put water on it, it reactivates.
Oh, that is cool.
Do you remember You Can't Do That on Television?
Yes.
And Alanis Morissette was on that show?
I don't remember that.
Oh. Anyways, they used to slime people all the time on that show.
I'm going to go back to blowing on my painting because I'm using a straw and it takes a while.
Okay.
The one on the right used a hair dryer and the one on the left is actually me blowing through a straw, which takes a while, especially because I have asthma.
Do you have a puffer?
I have a preventer, but I don't take the puffer.
Oliver had a inhaler, and if you call it a puffler, if you call it an inhaler, you get mad because you call it a puffer. And Felix had an inhaler, and if you call it a puffer, you get mad. And they're just like, they just randomly, I'm Kelly with an I, like, just randomly, each of them had their preferred pronouns for their
Puffer.
their machines to breathe. And I got so many lectures from these boys about using the wrong word, but they don't understand that the generations move differently for adults, right?
Yeah.
Where should these two people be, Jesse?
Oh. Are they outside under a street light? Because he has that nice light on
I
his
did that
face?
already.
Oh.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, I did that already tonight.
Thanks, you creative wizard.
I didn't see that you did that.
Okay. Sorry, that was mean when I said creative wizard. Like, you are a creative wizard, and
Because you also thought of that?
Yeah, no, I'm ugly tonight. I'm just being mean and ugly.
You aren't.
Called you a creative wizard.
Well, I also wonder, like, everyone's feeling a bit hurt today. So
yeah, right?
I feel like you don't need to apologize.
We're hurting each other. Your elbow is in my bubble.
Look at this vintage find.
Your shoulder's in my bubble.
Sorry.
Yeah. What is it? What are you talking about?
It's like looks like a shower of gold, but it's like a lamp shade with tassels that go all the way down to the floor, and it's sitting at the ceiling.
Oh, what is it? A lamp.
Lampshade.
Oh, I thought it was a coffin.
Oh, that's different.
A sarcophagus, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, why the hell would you want a sarcophagus? You know, I'm not superstitious until I am. Right. And then certainly a sarcophagus isn't going to go over well.
Right.
Kelly might like to have a sarcophagus in her house, perhaps with a real mummified body in it. I don't know. But I would not like a sarcophagus in her house. And that lamp looks enough like a sarcophagus that I'd never sleep well again. Waiting for the mummy to come get me. And you know why the mummy's scary? Because the mummy never sleeps. Is The Mummy one of our movies that we're going to watch? You remember we bought that vintage set?
We have to watch The Invisible Man.
We do, don't we?
And we watched Wolfman.
The Wolfman.
And we watched The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
The best movie I've ever seen, really. Yeah. One of them.
And did we watch Dracula yet?
Dracula.
Did
we watch Dracula? I don't think we did.
So there's Wolfman, Invisible Man.
Is Dracula one of them?
Dracula, yeah. Frankenstein.
Oh, Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Yeah.
No, Nosferatu is one of them. That we got at a different time.
Nosferatu is a new one, and then
we have the old one too.
Oh.
It was kind of unwatchable.
Who knows?
Like,
who really knows?
Sometimes when I'm going through stuff, I'll get like a black and white movie like that, and then I'll realize I am not stable enough to watch something that takes this kind of attention. So when I say it was unwatchable, I immediately regretted saying that. That was more a comment about me, that I wasn't in a state to watch it. But then we also ended up, I think, with Willem Dafoe, we have like 2 Nosferatus that we haven't watched yet.
And we're reading the book,
aren't we?
Aren't we?
Only because Felix is in, we're a bit competitive.
Also, we just like starting books.
Yeah. You know why that is? Because I'll read a book and then I'll also have it as an audiobook.
Yeah.
And then when I have it as an audiobook, I'll have an audiobook for me to read when you're not around, like driving out to Cochrane every day.
Yeah.
And then you'll be in the car while it's on and you start cooing about how much you love the book. And then I feel like I can't have it on without you. So I'll download another book. And then I'll have that. So like right now, you and I were reading and listening to
Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Right. And also at the same time on the listening box was Dracula, which Felix is reading like print copy and he's listening to the audiobook, but we're only allowed to have it on when we're not as far as he is, right? So if it's on while we're painting, and then it's chapters before him.
Oh yeah.
Are we keeping these?
Yeah. Scott K says free base when you hit the guy with the ball.
Oh yeah. No, I get that if you accidentally hit them with the ball, that there's a punishment installed where you get to take a free base. But I'm talking about when you choose to throw the ball at another guy's head. I would think as a professional athlete in this sport that those guys should be able to avoid hitting them with the head and the ball, hitting them with the ball in the head. And I'm playing dumb a little bit because I know they do it on purpose. But I wondered what the fans think about them doing it on purpose.
Well, sometimes when you get deliberately beaned, you have both teams run out onto the field and have a riot.
No, that's so. Oh my goodness.
And do you get points for the riot, or is it
Nope.
just? Yeah, see, it's discouraged in some way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not particularly encouraged, unlike hockey.
Yeah.
Where
No,
it
I think
is
equally in
kind
hockey, it's
of nudge, nudge,
discouraged.
wink, wink, encouraged.
Right. Yeah. And that's the part that I'm not good at. Right. It's hard for me to follow the rules, and then when I find out the rules are flexible, it really breaks down the joy of the sport for me. I like if I'm trying to follow rules that I can stick to them and believe in them. If it's like, well, we all know that rule is a little something we bend sometimes, it kind of kills the sport for me.
Well, there's just you're looking at the cultural history of the sport, whatever it is, and things that were verboten sometimes become not quite so verboten.
Yeah, that's also what happened with our Canadian basic rights this week.
That's right. You know,
good segue.
So yeah, we've got to get out of jail card here. We can ignore the Constitution, except that, of course, it's going to go to the courts, and we may see the government say, well, you know, that was a gross overuse, so we're going to change the laws now, so you can't use that quite so readily.
Will that help the next group of people that run into the problem that we were just ignored over? Do you think that's not going to help us?
No,
and it certainly won't help me.
The only thing that might cause that is if the whole province just rose up and did a general strike and said, you know, rescind that, or nothing happens in the province until it does.
That won't happen.
There's not that much cohesive cooperation.
No,
unfortunately, because that would work like a dam, I'll tell you.
Well, also, if 10% of the teachers resigned, it would send the province into a.
That's another way.
Yeah. But you know what? People don't do that for each other, and it's actually what happened to me at the beginning of my teaching career. They separated the teachers' votes by saying, "Look at either everybody loses a prep, or everybody loses a day of teacher convention." Or some of the new teachers are going to get paid less. And that was me 20 years ago. And actually, they just sort of crunch the numbers and they go, what can we do to split this vote in half? And so I had 9 years post-secondary before I became a teacher. And 2 years after I became a teacher, I ended up being the sacrificial lamb that I got bumped down to 6. Or I don't think I had officially 9 years. I was in school for 9 years, which they counted as 7 or 8. And then I was on that list of the new teachers that would make less money. And now they have some new teachers that are going to make more money. So at the beginning of my career, they kind of dipped into my cup. And at the end of my career, they raised the cups of everybody else. So there's twice that I kind of got screwed over by the same problem. I call them an onion.
Yeah.
Some people call them a union. But it's been very difficult for me to really feel passionate about this union since I started, because basically at the beginning of my career, they took something away from me. And at the end of my career, they're giving it back to the new teachers as to make amends. But what they're not seeing is that there's an entire generation of people in the middle that didn't benefit either time. And I just think it's a matter of like picking who your sacrificial lambs are going to be. I compare it to like if a general needed a pound of flesh from his soldiers and they let the army argue, does everybody lose a finger? Or does that kid over there lose a foot? And, you know, it turns out the voters all voted for the kid over there to lose a foot. And I think that it's part of why I'm going through a phase right now where I'm trying to detach from most of the world outside of myself, take care of my little bubble of friends and family, and not get too worked up about anything for a little while, because I'm just like angry. No, I'm rejecting being angry, but it kind of means being numb almost all the time. Right now, I'm in a perpetual state of numbness, Whereas I think if I let myself get angry, I'd be angry at my contemporaries. I'd be angry at the people that came before me in teaching. I'd be angry at the government. I'd be angry at the people in line at the grocery store that
voted.
Danielle Smith has a higher approval rating now than when she was elected.
No, I think it's going down now.
I don't think so.
It's going.
Danielle Smith's approval rating is going down from where it was last summer.
Right.
It is currently still higher than when she was elected.
Oh.
And I keep hearing kind of half truths. So it's like, oh, her rating's going down. I was like, yeah, it's still higher than when she was elected.
Gross.
It's lower than it was a few months ago, which is particularly grotesque. But I don't think that the other unions are going to lift a finger to help us. I think they're posturing.
Well, today would have been the day to do it.
And I think they're posturing to make themselves seem like they don't want to be trifled with in the future. You know, I had a really hard time voting in the civic election because I'm trying really hard to not worry about these things that keep blowing up in my face. And I'm trying to stay positive by being completely emotionally numb.
It's just too overwhelming if you don't.
There isn't room for me to be angry right now because it'd be really angry. It'd be not middle angry. It'd be top angry. I'm at the top angry scale. So instead I'm choosing numbness and I'm sober, which makes it way worse.
You really feel everything when you.
Yeah. Whose idea was that? Oh, shit. Sorry about my language tonight.
Okay.
I kind of figure closer to the end of the night at 9:06, the people that will complain about me saying bad words have already given up stalking me. Wow. Say something positive, Rich. You're really pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. And smart.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I like this cheaper paper because I don't feel too committed to it. I'm just kind of goofing around. But I also sort of feel like I'm still wasting it because I'm not really making meaningful paintings. That one's got a painting. I'll keep that one, right?
Oh, that's really nice.
Isn't it? You need to do some planning tonight for tomorrow. So if we go to 9:20 instead of 9:36, I think that's a good idea.
Well,
what should I paint? Last painting for tonight. Are you picking a song?
Sure.
What are you picking?
I was thinking.
What do I want to paint? Is it that maybe my format's wrong? Maybe I need to move it this way. What do I want to paint, Jesse? Looks like I've been painting people in party situations. Why am I doing that? I've been trying to cheer myself up. Give me something to paint, Jesse.
Sorry, I was looking at a chupacabra.
Oh, let me see what a chupacabra looks like.
Well, no, someone rescued an animal and they're saying chupacabra.
Okay, but tell me what a chupacabra looks like. Is it a bunny?
Don't look.
I can't draw that.
I will draw here. No, you don't draw that. Hold on.
Is it part goat, part fish? What is it?
No, it's like.
I don't want to see a picture. Please don't show me. Oh, you showed me a picture.
Oh, it's like a dragon dog.
A dragon dog. Dragons are too easy.
Kind of like Anubis.
No, I don't want to do Anubis. Give me another monster. Creature from the Lost Black Lagoon.
Here.
Maybe I'll paint the creature from the Black Lagoon. No, I did that.
Here, the cryptids. I'm gonna look up all the cryptids.
I got one. I'm gonna do a
Mothman.
No, I got something.
Okay.
It's okay.
The Skinwalker. That's what you can make that guy a Skinwalker.
Right.
Ozark Howler.
Tell me about the Skinwalker. Tell me the lore.
I think it's just kind of like skin changers, but I will look.
Read it. Yeah.
Texas? That one's from Texas.
I want to know about the Texas Skinwalker.
Texas Skinwalker. The lore. Oh my god, that's so scary. Skinwalker Ranch. The term Texas Skinwalker generally refers to a mythological creature from Navajo culture that's been associated with alleged encounters in Texas. So, Navajo mythology. Skinwalkers originate from the Navajo tradition. What is the story? What is the story?
You know what I'm doing right now?
What?
A stag. You know why it stresses me out?
Why?
Because like my entire adult life, I felt like I could just make up deer antlers as though they're like maybe they're trees or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured like people don't really know what they're supposed to look like. You know what I mean? Like who knows deer anatomy to that extent? And then one time I drew like a moose, and the hunting farming kids in my class started like debating what kind of moose it was based on the antlers. And they actually nailed it, which was awesome because I wasn't paying attention when I just did kind of general approximation of where the antlers might be. And they were able to identify from the kind of antlers that I put on this beast what kind of beast it was, which I thought was A, amazing on their behalf, and B, like lucky on my behalf because I wasn't really looking or making any attempt to get anatomically correct moose antlers.
Skinwalker, that is cool. I like that.
They did that?
Yeah, I like that. It's like a different language, right?
Yeah. But also realizing like you're speaking like a phony made up language, and then people actually speak it and they know that you're making it up. Like I was making up the moose language.
Right.
Skinwalkers, let's hear it.
Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are evil beings.
Did they have to
They
be
are
evil?
witches. No,
Oh.
that's what all these stories are about, bad witches, but it's like they're not bad. They're probably just fine. These canine humanoid shapeshifters travel between worlds using magical doors. There's a door between worlds. My people believe we entered our current world through something like this. It's also how the skinwalkers get around. They're our boogeyman. The guide explained to me, his name was Ryan. He was a young lad, laid-back Navajo man, earning cash as a tour guide. Skinwalkers are humans that change into animals, often wolves. Because of that, they've been lumped in with werewolf category for horror stories, dogman, wolfman category, cryptids by settlers. Whether a creature is identified.
Tell me again what a cryptid is.
Cryptid is like kind of the like Mothman, Skinwalker.
I know that those guys are cryptids. I'm asking you to tell me what a cryptid is.
Okay, where'd the word come from? Like,
yeah,
what
thank
does it
you.
mean?
Yeah. You're telling me who a cryptid is. I want to know what a cryptid is.
So the word cryptid is coined by cryptologist J.E. Wall, who combined the Greek word
cryptic,
cryptos, hidden,
yeah, I got you. Yeah,
id, denote longing or relation.
Right.
So mysterious creatures.
Right. That makes sense.
Loch Ness, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
I think those guys were all people that left strange.
The chupacabra.
Chupacabra, I think, is different.
What?
I think like Loch Ness and
no, the chupacabra has stories like people think the chupa ate their goats, but it could just be like.
Do you know what I was gonna say?
Sorry, I get excited.
Do you know what
excited?
I know. I think like Bigfoot tends to be a mythical beast that lived where Gigantopithecus lived. You find a pattern between a piece of anthropology,
yeah,
and the finding of actual fossils, right? And I think that dinosaurs and there's a pattern between where dinosaurs bones and dragon bones were found, right? There's a pattern where Bigfoot and Gigantopithecus bones were found. But I think those are like situations where people are finding remnants of things, and that those remnants tend to fit similar stories, right? Like there's also sort of a thing where who knew that was going to happen? What are vampires tend to also sort of vampirism tends to sort of fit within a threshold of certain blood disorders, and you'd even find like that certain cultures have these similar beliefs that probably had maybe this group of people had a certain blood disorder or so forth, right? Or like an area where maybe people are sometimes born extra hairy, because of something kind of area related or cultural.
Hmm.
And because of that, then that particular group might believe in something a little more like a wolfman, because I know it's wolfman. I like to call it wolfman because they have this condition that's sometimes genetic. And like, let's say if there's such things as people who had albinism all around the world, and then a myth about this ghostly looking person was common. Only I think maybe being an albino is common enough that they didn't end up becoming mythological. They ended up being right. Or I'm not explaining it well, and I'm kind of tired. But like, if you think about like,
No, I just there's
even something
rationale. Like there's actually
Right.
things there.
language problems where like they called the hippopotamus the water horse, but then in contrast to that, it so happens that there was a rhino that wasn't too different than a hippopotamus, and it had a single horn. So if you called a hippopotamus a water horse, and then you saw a rhino, and you didn't have a word for rhino, you might call it like a horned, a single, like you can see where a unicorn could have popped up as a lack of translation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So why do I separate like the chupacabra from the Bigfoot? Is I think the Bigfoot's probably like a matter of the myth explains findings. What would the chupacabra be? A black cat is bad luck.
Yeah.
Do you know why I think a black cat is bad luck?
Why?
Because if everybody in Walnut Grove agreed that only witches had black cats, and a stranger family moved to Walnut Grove, then the family that had the weird cat would be identified as different. And I think so. The reason why putting a hat on your bed is bad luck is people didn't want to squish their hats, right? The reason walking under a ladder is bad luck is because people didn't want ladders falling on your heads.
Mm-hmm.
The reason cats were bad luck was more to do with separating and being separate from strangers.
Us from them, like
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a little bit more like nobody wears white after Labor Day because they wanted to like indicate who knew the rules and who was old money and new money, right? If you were silly enough to wear white after Labor Day, it meant you didn't know the country club rules and you weren't really part of the in crowd. Or I think they referenced that in Mean Girls where they either did or didn't wear pink on Wednesdays,
Mm-hmm.
right? And those are just my theories, by the way. I don't know for
everything comes from somewhere. That's it.
Right.
That's right.
Like it seems evident to me that the reason the Puritans were afraid of witches was because it was difficult to get a divorce. Right? It's easier just to accuse your partner of witchcraft and they'd get thrown in a lake to see if they floated.
That's awful.
Right.
It is awful.
If they didn't die, then they were a witch. And if they
have
died, well, then you
fight.
just mistakenly threw the wrong person in the lake. But
My bad.
either way, you're able to get rid of them.
Yeah. Okay, I know which one I'm gonna sing for you.
What is it?
A Nat King Cole song.
Nice.
Yeah. It's 20 after. Should I sing our goodbye song?
I'm almost done this
Oh, nice.
stag.
I really like that blue page.
It works well with the other blue
The
pink,
indigo, yeah.
Which is funny because I got it because I wanted something that wasn't precious
Yeah.
that I could screw around with, and I wanted a flat matte. What did I want? Like I want something very neutral
Mm-hmm.
that if I wouldn't have to like mix it ever. It's not expensive either.
No, I love the matte quality of it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it looks so good. Like it works so well with the indigo.
Mm.
That is so good.
I like that you have rhythm to your painting tonight. Maybe you always do. Was I negative about that 500 thing?
No. I think it's okay to talk about things, and I think you're fine. You were talking about it more like when, like from our view and standpoint, it's like this is what our mission was, and that didn't go with our mission, and so we were fighting for like one thing, and there's people fighting for other things, so
Right.
it's okay. And you didn't, like you were saying, everyone wants different, like different things out of their art, and
what I was trying to say is that they are pushing different boundaries than we were pushing, and
also to hear, like, I don't know if they'll have me, is like, that's disheartening. Like,
somebody said that.
Yeah, she said that.
Okay.
And it's like that. I think you're responding more to that too. Is like, oh, like, should anyone make you feel like that? Like, I don't know.
Right. What do you think of this one?
That is a beautiful stag.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I just have some blue out, so I'm gonna use it up. How did we used to do this and teach all day?
What do you mean?
Well,
we did this today.
Yeah, but I still got to plan some stuff for tomorrow.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh.
I'm not.
Ouch. Who said you're invited? What are you planning for tomorrow?
I kind of have my... I started the Sleepy Hollow story with my English class.
Well, that's nice. Were you planning to do that before?
Yeah. That's why I was so happy to go to that. And some kids actually went to the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch this.
That was so good. Watch this.
Whoa. Done. Look, that became a painting.
That's really beautiful.
Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but maybe I'll add to that next week. Dale, I think we're checking out.
Sounds good.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for telling me.
Dale, was I argumentative tonight? Was I a jerk?
Well, just because you're arguing doesn't make you a jerk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you didn't say no more than usual, and I appreciate that. I do think I might be a little extra grumpy tonight, and I apologize if I...
Yeah, no, I understand being extra grumpy. I I normally have a coffee when I go bowling. Today I had a beer.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Which,
understandable.
for a seniors league at 10 in the morning is remarked upon.
It was that kind of
I
day.
just said, it's not a coffee day. I need a beer. There we go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my mood from what our government has done. So there you go.
Days like
Yeah.
this, my
We
mama
understand.
said.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Oh! You know what all those wolves are saying? That's dog for K-Roo!
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
That was a good night.